This video is for comedy purposes only, and as such, should not be taken too seriously. Hey, remember when we almost died of thirst out on the road? Now look, I can waste all the water I want.
I could give you a cut if you want.
You don't even know me.
Do you need to know a barber before they cut your hair?
I can take care of myself.
I can take care of myself, cliché.
I have two boys, Ron and Sam.
And thus begins the age of the annoying f***ing Sam. Seriously, you guys can expect some real sins for the irritating scenes this little git is a part of, and some sins taken off for his eventual departure.
You okay?
Did Carl and Judith walk by? We were out and they were ahead of me.
It's okay, I think I know where they are. That's Natalie and Bob Miller.
So why would you think they'd gravitate straight there? Is Carl so longing in his life for the presence of grandparents that he ran around the block to try and find an old person to show himself and his sister to?
The teenagers.
Yay! Moody teenagers! This girl is also sadly going to earn the show a few sins for her random attitude and attitude changes throughout the seasons. All in all, I just find her, like I'm sure many of you do, to be very annoying in general, although I'm sure there'll be a few comments regarding her past and how that excuses everything she does. Bring it on.
Yeah, took Enid 3 weeks to say something.
Pull it together, sport.
Hypocrite. Not to mention that he just told Carl it took her 3 weeks to say even a word, and yet Carl comes up there all like, hey, whose comic is this? And because he doesn't know if he wants to play pool or video games, because he's not used to that, like, at all, she gives him that stupid ass comment.
You're Rick.
You'd think this would be said in the more normal fashion of a question. You're Rick? Rather than a direct statement which sounds as though it's being said to someone who's forgot themselves. You're Rick. This walker was asleep apparently, because Rick was here making noise in the last episode and then he was here again making more noise just before the fight, and this guy decided to be a jump scare rather than do what walkers do and be attracted to sound.
It's gone. It took down one of our friends. It's nearby, we're not letting it go.
Yet another walker that somehow manages to sneak up on a group of 5 people all facing in different directions in the fucking woods.
Why'd you let these people in? Because we actually know what we're doing out there.
That's enough!
Removing a sin here for how Glenn dealt with this numpty. It makes for a pretty awesome scene all in all, proving just how much more adapted to combat and the new world they are rather than these guys.
Yeah, I'm in.
Daryl randomly has an attitude problem out of nowhere. He was quite happy coming to Alexandria, but now that people are making it their home, he suddenly takes an issue with it and wants nothing to do with it anymore. If they gave even a few minutes to telling us why this is a problem for him, I'll be more than happy, but so far all we've seen him do is look pissed off and act like he doesn't know how to take a shower anymore.
You don't like me, do you?
Pointless teenager style snub. 1 minute and 30 seconds of shooting someone else's family pictures in the woods and then looking around hoping to get noticed by a walker. In the process of doing this, she also wastes a lot of bullets when she could simply whistle or clap her hands to make noise and draw them.
Mind if I join?
Keep up.
If he was going to let him come along, then the long aggressive staring doesn't really make a great deal of sense.
Okay, we'll make shifts.
I'll take those shifts, as many as possible.
Then you'll sleep up there?
People are people. The more afraid they get, the more stupid they get.
If that's the case, Laurie, Carl and Beth must have been scared as f 24 hours a day. And there's Sam, and that's a f***ing sin.
What are you doing? Followed you. I was hoping you're gonna make more cookies, but...
You f***ing little weirdo. Yeah, it makes total sense that this mental breakdown would happen after they've been basically rescued from the drought and danger-filled outdoors, saved from the brink of death via starvation or being eaten alive, and now that he's safe, he loses it. Right. We now enter the phase of Daryl kind of looking like a lesbian.
Claire. You know your stuff.
You'd think that whilst the walkers are in such a confined area that they'd all just draw knives and take them down one at a time together. That way, if things go badly later on, you haven't got to worry about a bunch of them suddenly getting free. But I guess that's called using your head too much in The Walking Dead.
Cage is open. They're getting out.
That's why you should have used your heads when you had the bloody chance.
Eugene, it's yours. Take it out.
Why didn't he just do that at the start to get over to them, rather than leaving the killing of a walker up to the guy who's been telling everyone for weeks that he can't shoot a gun or fight in any way?
What are you doing here?
I didn't tell anybody about the guns. I swear to God.
Answer my question.
Do you have any more cookies?
My f***ing god, this kid is annoying as hell.
Rick, his group. They're not good people. They've done things. They've done unspeakable things.
And I'm basing this opinion upon the fact that one time when serial killer cannibals came to my church and were about to murder Rick's children, they killed them first. It was horrible, I tell you. And that time they saved me, and the other time, and also the time after that. Yeah, but anyway, I'm a this has seemingly come out of absolutely nowhere, and I'll soon change my attitude back again in a later episode. Bye!
The day will come when they'll put their own lives before yours and everyone else's, and they will destroy everything you have here.
You know what? This absolute moron is talking so much BS that I just have to give 5 sins here. I'm sorry, I do. I'm only giving it multiple sins because he's not backing up his opinions with any real statements. It's all just hollow phrases. They are so bad. They can't be trusted, without her even once saying, "What did they do that's so unspeakable?" And it's annoying as hell. Aw, that's nice. I must admit that this is the first time I've ever seen someone hold a gun with 2 hands on the lower part of the grip. It's so weird it looks like it was photoshopped into her hands. 1 minute and 42 seconds of a very boring conversation and random twig breaking tension danger fake out.
Carl. I know you're following me.
Walking Dead. Stop trying to tell us that someone can hide in the woods talking to someone in broad daylight and be completely unseen. This is so stupid. I mean, I could kind of understand it if it was dusk or dark outside, and even more so if she was wearing clothes that blend with the woods, but she's just dressed normally.
We're supposed to be out here. We're supposed to feel like this.
No, you're not.
Cool knife.
It was my mom's.
What happened to you before you got there?
Doesn't matter.
No, not really, but if you bring up the fucking subject, then don't go all teenager on him and just either tell him or don't. 3 minutes of an incredibly boring and entirely pointless forest conversation that went nowhere. I really do not understand the point of this long ass scene. She's now acting like a moron towards Michonne because she saved her life. She comes out with statements that make no sense and she then fails to back them up with any reasoning. For example, she says, "It all worked out for you," and she doesn't know shit about her past, so how can she say anything? Ultimately, the entire scene was boring with huge gaps between sentences, and I just found myself yawning throughout. So I'll give 2 sins here.
And I'm not gonna let that happen.
Why do you care?
Because any decent grown-up man would care that a guy is beating on a woman. It's in our DNA and it's natural, even when the world has ended, for a man to want to protect a woman from harm. This is kind of a dumbass statement, to be honest.
Okay, I can take care of myself. We have to take care of ourselves.
If taking care of yourself involves patching yourself up after he's beaten you, then yeah, I guess you can. Putting a basketball net right next to the wall where, unless you're brilliant at the sport, it's going to be noisy and attract the dead. Okay, so I'll be dishing out some sins here. For example, Carl actually tries to stop his dad when he finally manages to get back on top. This annoys me so much because if it's your family and you don't know what's happened, then you should naturally take your father's fucking side. Not to mention the fact that it's not exactly easy for Rick to get off of him even if he wanted to, because the guy is still actively attacking him, for God's sake. I'm giving 5 sins here, I don't even care.
And just let it happen. If you don't fight, you die. I'm not gonna stand by.
And I'm giving 5 sins here as well. I know she kind of did it for the purpose of keeping him safe and keeping him in Alexandria, but the way it was done was just so backstabby. Like, I just feel this could have been done in a vastly better way without knocking him out from behind, because let's review the facts. First, he kept a woman safe from being beaten. Second, he had to defend himself in the street and no one backed him up. Third, 2 of the people from Alexandria looked as though they were going to rush in, and so he drew his weapon to keep them back. Lastly, he was explaining things in a pretty aggressive way, but still kept his gun out to defend himself, and then he gets knocked out from behind by his friend. Just seems like a poor way to go about it.
Rick? What are you doing?
Now that would have been an excellent question to ask before you knocked him out.
You say you took a gun just to be sure that Jesse was safe from a man who wound up attacking you. You say you'll do whatever you want them to. Just tell them a story that they want to hear. Why?
Well, for one, everything she said was true other than taking the gun for that exact reason.
I hit my limit. I screwed up.
But he didn't screw up. All he did was take a gun and have it in case things went bad in general. When things went bad during the fight, he drew it. I don't get this. Never have and never will. I just think that after everything they've all been through, they'd all be truly on Rick's side, knowing why he did what he did. Ew.
You said you don't want to take this place. And you don't want to lie? Oh, sunshine. You don't get both.
Randomly talking to Rick like he's 9 years old.
So you don't want a gun, Father?
I just want a quick walk. The word of God is the only protection I need.
Wow, this guy really got on my fucking nerves back in these older episodes. But thankfully, his random attitude change will go back to normal after a little while.
Definitely believe that.
Carol is so badass here. I honestly miss these days, and I can only hope she'll fully return to be like this in the future seasons. But for now, I'll remove an easy sin here for her. Right. This makes total and absolute sense.
Can you get that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry guys and gals, but this ridiculous moment just has to be given 10 sins for making no sense whatsoever. I truly do not understand what's up with this idiot. His attitude just flip-flops back and forth. To be honest, I want to give more sins for this, but I'll hold back as I don't want to go too overboard.
Well, you did hit me over the head.
That was for you, not them.
During this scene, Michonne goes a long way towards proving why she did what she did and how it was necessary. Now, I don't absolutely agree that what she did was for the best in terms of knocking him out, but I still appreciate what she said, so I'll remove the 5 sins I added earlier for the knockout.
You don't deserve to be here. What you did can never be undone.
Need I f***ing say anything?
Father Gabriel came to see me the day before yesterday. And he said our new arrivals can't be trusted, that they were dangerous, that they would put themselves before this community.
Yeah, because getting attacked whilst trying to defend a woman definitely constitutes putting himself before others. Using a scope at the range of 3 feet.
They died. They all died because of me.
Oh, boo-hoo, old wounds opening up that no one cares about.
They'll find us.
Sorry Glenn, you're my boy, but I have to send the fact that you're allowing this douchebag to live after he literally tried to murder you and then worse, left you to be eaten alive after that.
Do it.
I love how they did this, how he so quickly and without any hesitation at all turns and then pulls the trigger. It was an awesome ending that for me was just so damn cool. For this ending, I'll remove 2 sins.
And if I had a gun with 2 bullets and I was in a room with Hitler, Bin Laden, and
Father Gabriel,
I would shoot
Father Gabriel
twice.
Never drop out loud.